they trying to get me for no license for a scooter. Well, that's why they got you. That's why they got you witnessing for him on his behalf.
I'm not witnessing.
Tell the truth, bro. Tell the truth, though, bro.
Oh, bro, already know.
Yeah, like I wasn't in the wrong, and I got the laws on my bike right here. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, call your first witness.
Your Honor, call Gerald Bacon.
Okay, step up here, please, sir. Stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth as you shall answer to God on your last day? Please be seated. Go ahead.
Mr. Bacon, on April 24th, 2019, were you involved in some type of vehicle accident?
Yes.
And where was that?
That was on the corner of Gas Avenue and Queen Street.
And what exactly happened?
I was getting ready to proceed to make a right turn onto going south on North Queen. Once I started into my turn, I look and I see Mr. Barnes coming, veering into my lane, into the oncoming lane, and I stopped. And he was, like, as he was coming down the street, he was looking, talking to the gentleman in the white shirt and a group of other people. And he never turned around, he just ran into me.
And what part of your vehicle did he strike?
He struck the front middle bumper and he went over the hood.
And what was he driving or operating?
The bike you see there.
What was I operating, sir?
It's a bike like that.
Okay. A bike like this one? Okay.
Did he say anything to you or after it happened?
The first thing he said is, once he got up on the hood, is, "I'm sorry." And then the other gentleman in the white shirt was telling me, "My car's fine, don't worry about it. You got insurance," that type of thing. And I decided to call the police. I didn't want, at a later date, he said he's injured, and next thing you know, I'm charged with hit and run or something like that, so I just called the police.
Your Honor, can I show him a photo of the accident sketch to see if it's an accurate representation? Is this, not to scale, but is it, accurate to what happened?
Yes.
Here's East Gas where he was making the right turn, and then where you guys approximately collided. Does that represent?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yes.
Your Honor,
Okay.
Can I present something to you, please?
You'll get your
Oh,
chance.
sorry.
It's your turn.
Your Honor, that's all I have for this witness.
Okay, do you have any questions for this witness?
He said, was I driving a vehicle, sir?
You were on some type of electric bike or something.
Okay, and you said that you was driving onto Queen Street, coming from Gas Alley?
Yes.
When
I was hit, I wasn't driving. I wasn't moving at all. I stopped.
If you look at can I see that hologram you have again, please, sir? Can I just stand up, ma'am?
Yes.
Now, you said I was coming from this way, right? You was coming from this way. This is an alleyway, right? This is not Queen Street itself. This is Gas Alley, correct? If I'm driving, and if you look at the laws of...
Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a question for
Okay,
him?
all right. Was you sitting still or was you moving?
I was sitting still. I stopped.
And did you beep your horn to say, sir, I'm coming, or anything?
I don't know if I had time to beat my horn. I
Okay.
don't know if I beat my horn and my horn sound or it didn't sound or what.
Did you ask, was that person okay? Or was
I
the
saw
person
you were
like,
okay. I saw you were okay. You got up.
Oh, okay. That's all for now, man.
Trent, any questions?
There you go.
You may sit down. Next witness,
Your Honor, I'm gonna call so Mr. Diggs.
up here. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth as usually answer to God on your last day?
I affirm.
Please be seated. Go ahead.
Your Honor, can I approach and show him the
You may.
diagram? This is about what occurred here at the point of impact. This is East Gas here, over here's the C-Town, and here's the
Yes,
Barnes,
yes.
and the car turning out of here.
That's accurate.
Mr. Diggs, what, you saw Mr. Barnes traveling on his, bike north on Queen Street. What happened before the accident? How did he travel and what was going on?
He was coming down North Queen, on the north end side. He went to cross, when he went to cross from Gas Alley, before he got to Gas Alley, he was crossing the street. So as that man came out of Gas Alley, he was turned like this. And he turned around to go, and this man came, as soon as he turned around, he was on the hood. So then he gets out the car, and he says, oh man, what's going on? That's crazy. He ain't asked the man if he was okay. He was all just erratic, like, come on man, it's my car, this, that, and the third. So we like, bro, it's okay. It's just, you know what I mean? Calm down. As we were standing out there though, there was a distraction.
What was the distraction?
A young tender.
Can you define?
It was some young thing, voluptuous, back end, as the proper use, I would say. Yeah, and all the fellas, as they walked down the street, and it was already past Gas Alley.
Including Mr. Barnes?
Yes. As far as, no, what you mean? No, we saw the lady cross Gas Alley.
Okay.
So what I'm saying to you is, he's already going this way.
I
Mr.
didn't
Barnes is
notice
already
that.
crossing the street, going down the
Okay.
street. He's coming out and he hits him. Now my thing is this, he got out the car and said, man, you was looking that way, man, you was looking that way. Okay, so my whole thing is, if he was looking that way and you know Mr. Barnes was looking in the opposite direction, why did you continue to advance your vehicle?
Okay. No more questions, Your Honor.
Okay, any questions for this witness?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you may sit down.
Your Honor, I have to testify.
Stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you're about to give shall be the truth as usually answer to God on your last day?
I do.
Please be seated.
Your Honor, with relation to the accident, Mr. Barnes was charged with, let's see, driving on right side of roadway. As I showed the witnesses and Mr. Barnes, where the accident occurred, it actually occurred in the, southbound lane of North Queen Street, where Mr. Bacon has the right-of-way. Mr. Barnes clearly crossed the double yellow line and started to make his turn too soon westbound into East Gas Avenue and collided with Mr. Bacon. With regards to the other citations related to the motor vehicle he was driving, he was charged with driving an unregistered vehicle and drivers required to be licensed. I have some information on what the definition of the motor vehicle is. A motor vehicle, as defined by PennDOT, is a vehicle which is self-propelled except an electric personal assistive mobility device, or which a vehicle is propelled solely by human power.
That's that vibration. That's electric.
You heard what he said.
Exactly. It's
You
a
heard what
motor
you
vehicle,
said?
according to PennDOT. Fact sheet for mopeds, motor-driven cycles, and motorcycles from PennDOT. Owners of these types of vehicles are required to acknowledge the financial responsibility statement and provide insurance information. PennDOT will be unable to renew or transfer registration if the self-certification of a financial responsibility is not completed on the registration application as follows. This would fall more closely under a motor-driven cycle, which is a motorcycle, including a motor scooter with a motor which produces horsepower not to exceed 5 brake horsepower. The operator of one of these vehicles is, must be 21 years of age, 21 years of age, 21 years of age or older, who has completed the motorcycle rider safety course. Eye protection required, Class M or Class M with an 8 restriction required on a driver's license. An 8 restriction prohibits a driver from operating a motor-driven cycle with an engine that is capable of producing more than 5 brake horsepower. The holder of a Class C non-commercial driver's license is authorized to drive a motor-driven cycle which has an automatic transmission and a cylinder capacity not exceeding 52 centimeters. Another fact sheet here. Motor scooters are manufactured in a multitude of models and configurations. The term is meant to encompass small motorcycles, mini bikes, mini cycles, and more recent pocket bikes and pocket rockets, as well as motorized standing scooters. The term does not include the Segway, which is specifically excluded from the definition of motor vehicle as an electric personal assistive mobility device. From a legal standpoint, motor scooters meet the vehicle code's definition of motor vehicles or vehicles which are self-propelled. Therefore, motor scooters and their owners and operators must meet all registration, equipment, inspection, insurance, and licensing requirements imposed by the vehicle code and may be cited as appropriate under the following sections: driving unregistered vehicle, drivers required to be licensed, required financial responsibility, operation of a vehicle without official certificate of inspection. While in theory motor scooters are considered to be motor vehicles, many of the motor scooters to be sold by retailers are not roadworthy because they lack basic safety features and therefore do not comply with the applicable equipment standards and cannot be issued a certificate of inspection. Insurance as well as unavailable for these motor scooters. Also, without required equipment and insurance, motor scooters are ineligible for registration. Further, most drivers of these scooters are not licensed to operate a motor vehicle. Your Honor, I'm sure he can explain more about his bike here, but it is self-propelled by batteries, which propel the motor. He was on a roadway with it. He has to treat the roadway like he's operating a vehicle, and he has to have the same, safety standards that other vehicles have. It meets the definition of a motor vehicle under PennDOT definition. That's why he was charged with the driving an unregistered vehicle, driving on the right side of the roadway, and drivers required to be licensed. Because he did not have a current license, he was actually suspended. I did not charge him or cite him with that, just required to be licensed. I have a copy of his driving record if you would like to see it.
No, he's presenting testimony.
Shows he's suspended. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Questions from
Okay. He said this is a motor vehicle, right?
Under PennDOT definition, yes.
You say this is a motor vehicle, correct?
Yes.
You was on the oath, correct?
Yeah.
All right. What is this vehicle right here, sir?
It looks like a representation of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, this is what I showed him. This is what He's saying it's a vehicle. How fast do a vehicle go? Most vehicles.
It's a range.
It range?
That goes, what, 19 miles per hour stop?
No, it goes 30 kilometers. You know kilometers? Are you aware of kilometers?
Yes.
Oh, man. This is
Right.
where, this is pretty much the breakdown of that bike. It's not a bike, it's an electric scooter, it's legal. And I have something else for you. Here's the law about it. Number 3. I'm gonna give it to you too, Your Honor. Number 3.
This is for a bicycle, though.
This is a bicycle,
Are
sir.
there
This is
pedals?
what we're talking about right
There's
now.
no pedals.
It's my turn.
No, actually, it's not. You're asking him questions. You're not presenting testimony. You're supposed to be
Okay.
asking him questions.
Okay, so you want me to take that back? Okay, so you said I was riding a vehicle. Do I put oil in this? Do I have to get a tune-up? Do I have to get an inspection sticker?
Yes,
I do?
yes.
Incorrect, because when I went to they told me that I didn't have to. How is this a vehicle though? That's what I'm wondering. How is that a
Let me-
vehicle?
Let me read you the definition of a motor vehicle. Okay? A vehicle which is self-propelled, is that self-propelled?
It's by a battery. It's a little it's coils. It's not like I'm pedaling, but only when I go up a hill or something, I have to kick it. I can't just go up a hill.
Are there pedals?
Huh? It's the pedals. It's a bike, sir. I have the evidence right here. It's a bicycle. If you look it up, it says bicycle. It's a bicycle.
Where does it say bicycle?
What do you mean? What does it say bicycle? It's a bicycle. It says bicycle all over it. It's an e-scooter. It's a bicycle.
It's a scooter. You just scooter. Yeah, that's for a bicycle.
Your Honor, I'm done. I'm done, Your Honor.
You're a witness. Somebody has to call you to
Uh,
give testimony.
oh,
Anything further from the Commonwealth?
No, Your Honor. Well, yes, Your Honor, his argument's a bicycle. It's not a bicycle. Bicycles have pedals. And
it's a form of bicycle. It's a new form of.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
sorry,
okay.
sorry, ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead, ma'am.
Let-
I apologize.
Let me just clear the air on this right now, okay? PennDOT has not specifically come down and specifically addressed every single contingency for every single vehicle that could be potentially brought out there, okay? By the definition that is read, you know those little battery-operated cars that kids can have? They can be considered a motor vehicle if they're on the roadway and would have to be inspected, registered, and insured because they're self-propelled. They are propelled by something other than human power. Okay?
Okay.
So let's stop the argument about that. Okay? The PennDOT definition is extremely clear. If it is self-propelled and you're operating it on the roadway, it has to follow the roadway rules based on PennDOT.
Of car rules or a bicycle
Of
rules?
car rules.
So
Because
I
it's
gotta get this
self-propelled.
registered?
Because it's, well, that's kind of the other part of the whole issue here too, which is why I said PennDOT doesn't address this. You're not the first person who's come in here with this. PennDOT has a very weird gray area here about these things. One, they won't register those, but two, they put them under the definition of a self-propelled motor vehicle, which means they have to be registered. So it is a weird gray area with PennDOT that I understand your frustration with, because again, you're not the first person that comes in here. It is a self-propelled motor vehicle under PennDOT laws that, based on PennDOT laws, should be registered and insured and inspected. However, PennDOT will not register that car.
They won't. This bike, yes. They won't.
Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct. They would not.
I know I'm correct, because you're not the first person, okay? So let's just stop that whole argument
He's
now.
trying to get me without driving out a license, ma'am, and I
Well,
don't.
this is where the
like-
problem comes in, because you are in fact operating a self-propelled motor vehicle on the roadways.
Across the street.
You're operating a self-propelled motor vehicle, and based on your all's testimony, he wasn't on the sidewalk at all.
He was crossing the street.
I'm allowed to ride a bicycle
But
on
this,
either.
stop,
Okay.
stop.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, stop. Alright, I'm not gonna put up, I'm not gonna deal with the argument whether this is a bike or this is not a bike. It's got a battery, it's self-propelled. You don't have to pedal it the entire time to make it go. Therefore, it falls under the definition, okay, of a self-propelled motor vehicle. Now, I'm gonna tell you now, you're gonna win the registration one simply because, yes, you're supposed to register it, but no, you can't register it, so I can't find you guilty of that. That just, it doesn't make any logical sense. And I'm all about making logical sense.
Please.
Okay, however, it is a self-propelled motor vehicle, it is a scooter, you're operating it on the roadway, you have to have a license,
Scooter.
okay? So that's not where we are here, all right? You're getting the one on the registration because honestly, it's one of the many PennDOT areas that is so backwards, it's not even funny. They put that under the definition of a vehicle that has to be registered, and at the same time, they won't register it, which is stupid.
Because they don't go faster than 15 miles per hour.
Doesn't matter. They didn't put a speed in there. They described it as a motor vehicle. So this is a PennDOT error. And I recognize it. The officer recognizes it. He's not arguing with me. He gets it. He knows what I'm saying is right. I can't find you guilty of something that PennDOT won't allow you to do.
I ride this to work every day. That's how I get to work, because I don't want to get in trouble driving a car with no license.
You can't ride it on the side. You can't ride it on the street.
I understand that.
Sidewalk.
Or on the sidewalk either. You see what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, no, you can't ride it on.
Exactly,
I know.
ma'am.
This is, I get it.
That's how I get to work every day.
You are not the first person in here. I don't have an answer for you for this.
Okay.
But I'm telling you,
I understand.
you can't ride, in the city of York, you cannot ride that on the sidewalks.
And you can't ride on the
And
street.
you can't ride it on the street without a license and without it being registered because of PennDOT laws.
What about a pedal bike?
A pedal bike is different. He can ride that on the street,
And the sidewalk?
And the sidewalk?
not downtown.
Not downtown, I know that, but on the sidewalk and in the bike lanes, they have the bike lanes, so he couldn't ride it in the bike lane?
ride it
in a bike lane, yo.
Because it's not a bicycle.
Wow.
Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Don't
That's a
even get me
motor.
started. This is one of the, you're not.
I have a scooter, no, I have a scooter, that's what I'm saying.
That's
I'm an owner of a scooter.
This is one of the ones in Pennsylvania that frustrates me to no end because it makes no logical sense.
PennDOT said to me, 49cc or lower.
Exactly.
You do not need a
Well,
license.
that's
do not
what-
need a
But
license.
that's
PennDOT
not what
said
they,
that to me.
that's not what they put in the
He
manual.
read it.
He read it, he definitely read it.
One
They described
single, a single cylinder,
Yeah,
that's what it is, a
that's
single cylinder.
exactly.
They describe
With
it
the
as a motor
battery.
vehicle. Once they put it under the definition of a motor vehicle, he has to have a license for it.
Because PennDOT told me otherwise, I have a scooter.
Yeah, I know, man. I know it's
I can talk to you
frustrating.
more about
I understand,
that.
man. It's very frustrating, but I just don't want to get penalized for not having a license if I wasn't driving a motor vehicle. And this right here, I feel like I got hit. I'm the one that got hit by the car. I didn't ram into him. I'm the one that got.
Y'all weren't have been paying attention to the young tender.
No, I was not, man. I didn't. No, that's not what he said. He said that man was.
Dude, that was a.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't aware.
I wasn't operating the vehicle, I'm an outdoor.
Yeah, I wasn't. To tell you the truth, yeah, I wasn't aware of any young tender. I was going to my destination.
Okay, alright. We got the unregistered one out the way,
Okay.
okay? Alright. Now, as far as licensing goes, it's considered a motor vehicle by the licensing. You were operating it on the roadway. I got no choice. You gotta have a license.
Are you serious, ma'am? That's. Oh,
Wow, 49cc.
Wow.
You do not need a license to operate that.
ma'am, seriously?
PennDOT is telling me this. I got a
PennDOT is
letter, I
putting
got a
it in there
letter.
as a motor vehicle. I can't,
Print that out.
I can't.
It's nothing.
Okay, I gotta follow the
I
law.
understand. I'm just boggled. I'm just
That's
baffled because I'm a
crazy.
scooter owner and I bought three different levels of a scooter. One 49cc.
Yeah, yo, and I bought this for out and need a license, but I don't have a license, ma'am. That's
I
not.
am not arguing with you. I understand.
That's all. It's just-
That's my life, man. It's my life, man. I'm trying to get my license back. I got kids,
They got
man.
laws to override other laws in Pennsylvania.
That's
bro.
crazy. I gotta go to work every day. He trying to mess up my life for a scooter, man.
That's crazy.
For a battery.
Good job.
That's crazy. I gotta work every day. That's corny, man. Like I'm out here selling drugs. I'm riding a bike to go to work. That's crazy, yo.
Yes,
Pedal bike then,
driving
bro.
on the right side of the roadway.
And if you look at Number three, I'm allowed to ride when I'm allowed to, like, it's just got me messed up. It's messing my head up right now. It's not right.
You're looking at the diagram that you agree is correct, you are driving on the wrong.
He was crossing the street.
But yeah, man, like, it's crazy. I'm the one that got hit. I'm the one that got hit by a car.
Okay, so.
And now you punishing me 20 times? Like, that's crazy.
You're a witness, you're good to go.
This is.
All right, big guy, man.
No problem, man. I hope everything work out for you.
For a freaking, not even 30 kilometers. They don't even go 15. They don't even go 15 miles per hour.
Now, like I said, PennDOT laws, PennDOT definitions, put that in motor vehicle. Do I agree with it? No. But they put that in a motor vehicle. If you're riding it on the roadway, you have to have a license. You don't have a license. He could have given you the suspension one, he gave you the driving without a license.
Man, I'm trying to get my life back, yo. I've been.
How close are you getting your license back?
It's gonna be revoked.
Listen to the words that I asked you. I asked you specifically.
How long I have? I'm not even a year and a half. Like, I'm about to get soon to get my license back, man. Like, this is just for me to get to work. That's all I was doing. Like, come on now. This is only to get to work. That's why I don't drive.
The reason why he was cited because of the accident.
Because I got hit. I didn't cause no car accident. I wasn't driving.
If he was just driving down the roadway, we wouldn't be here. But since there was a reportable accident involved,
I got hit.
had to cite the
I didn't hit him. He hit
and I
me.
gave him a break with not during suspension.
Yes, I know.
So, I'm not going to withdraw. It's up to you. I mean, I'm not.
No. What I was gonna see is
It's crazy.
how long he has until this was over, and if he,
Oh, let's see if it's on here.
if he's close to getting it back, then I would wait until after he gets it back and then
Okay.
give him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm just trying to fix my life, man. It's crazy.
He's got less than a year.
It looks like the last suspension was for 1 year effective July 18th, 2020. So that's going to take him to 2021. What I'm looking at here. For the June 19th, 2018 driving while suspended charge he had, which was the 7th driving while suspended.
Yeah, but then there's the. The October 20th changes. All right,
Oh,
go to PennDOT. Find out how long you have until you can get your license back. Okay? Find out exactly what you'll have to do to get your license back. If it's within a year, then I will continue this and let you get your license back. If it is longer than 1 year, I will not.
Okay. Yes,
Fair
ma'am.
enough?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
If it's longer than a year,
I'm entering the guilty. But if it's less than a year till you can get your license back, then I will put this on hold for a year. You do everything you need to do and you get your license back, and I enter not guilty.
okay.
Fair enough?
Yes, ma'am.
I am entering a guilty for the fail to stay to the right, because based on the description of the accident and based on the location of the accident, which you agree is accurate, you were you weren't where you're supposed to be.
He didn't stop at the stop sign, but I understand.
Okay.
All right.
So we would enter a guilty on that one. Find out about the license, let me know as soon as possible,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
I would like to know as soon as possible